Welcome to Small Arms Solutions. Today we're looking at a DPMS rifle, the RFA3-TAC2. Now, what sets this rifle apart from pretty much anything else in the DPMS lineup is the fact that it's a 16-inch barrel with a rifle-length gas system, as we can see on here. Now, we also have a drilled and pinned standard front sight base, and we can see we have a relatively short barrel going from here to here. Now, why would they do this? Well, first and foremost, when you have a long barrel like this with a longer gas system, you have a much longer sight radius compared to that of the standard M4. And the longer the sight radius, the more accurate the rifle is. So that is certainly one of the benefits. Now, DPMS also claims there's a difference in felt recoil. I can't really say as if I saw that. I mean, I didn't really feel that much of a difference in recoil. There's one major setback with going with such a long gas system on a barrel of this length. Again, we have the long gas tube, the rifle-length gas tube, but if you notice, we only have a very small amount of barrel in front. Now, what happens is when you have a this long distance here, it's just short distance here. Once the bullet goes past the gas port, the system is now pressurized. Now, you only have relatively an inch or so here where you have the system remains pressurized to have enough gas go back in the system to operate it. So what you have to do is you have to open up your gas port to allow more gas in so it will work when you have such a small period of pressurization time. And what that does is it speeds up your cyclic rate. You'll see when we do the videos of this thing shooting, you'll see how most of the cartridge cases are ejecting at 1 o'clock. So you do have sort of an overpressurized system due to the fact that you have the shorter distance here from the gas port to the bullet entering the atmosphere. So that's the only negative aspect really that goes towards it. Now, for as far as the iron sights were concerned, I definitely agree with the iron sight issue. When you're using optics on it, I pretty much think that's totally irrelevant where your front sight base is because it's solely just for use with iron sights when you would see that benefit. So we're going to go over some of the stats on this rifle here. You're looking at a weight of 8.5 pounds. So 8.5 pounds, you have a relatively thin handguard, so it's not going to put too much weight on it. Upper and lower receivers, 775 T6 aircraft grade aluminum. Your receiver extension is a standard mil spec. This is a Magpul ASC stock. We do have 2 battery compartments. We do have a locking lever in here to lock it in place here, which keeps the stock from moving inadvertently. We do have the Magpul Mo pistol grip, which I absolutely love the Mo's. In fact, my favorite one is the Magpul Maya just because of the size of my hands, but this is a very, very nice feel to it. We do have a standard safety, safe and semi, of course. That's not ambidextrous. We do have a forward assist. We have a fire cartridge case deflector, and we also have ejection port dust cover, which is standard. Your magazine releases in the normal location. Standard M16 type bolt mil spec, Carpenter 158. Hard coat anodized as per mil spec. Left side, you have your bolt catch in the normal location. What we have here is the DPMS M111 modular handguard system. It's an aluminum M-lock free float handguard. You can see it goes right up to the front sight base, so you have quite a bit of real estate on there. As you can see, we have M-lock on here, which we can put them at 3, 6, or 9 o'clock. We also have in the back here QD points for sling adapters. Most of the device is also developed by Panther Arms or DPMS. It's a flash suppressor, and you also can see the cuts on here, which are very good for compliance as a law enforcement or patrol rifle. We do have a bayonet lug on here, which is relatively useless because you can't install a bayonet on here. Trigger group. This is a standard mil-spec trigger group. This one is about 6 pounds. And we have a Magpul enhanced trigger guard as well for gloved hands. Now, for as far as the rear sight, we have here the standard Magpul polymer M-bus, standard charging handle. Now, the MSRP on this is $12.99, which, again, this is a relatively unique system. There's not a lot of companies that are doing the 16-inch full-length gas system. The company itself has been around for quite some time. You're looking at 1986. DPMS has been in business. They have an extremely well diverse lineup of firearms. 308s, the new Gen 2s, many different kinds of the 5.56s and different calibers. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this to the range and we're going to see how it shoots. So we're going to be firing it with and without the Razor AMG sight. Now, the two types of ammunition that we used in this was the Black Hills ammunition, 62 grain RRP, and the Black Hills 77 grain OTM. The 62 grain had a muzzle velocity average of 2,761 feet a second, and the Black Hills 77 grain OTM Mark 262 was 2,650 feet per second. Now, this is the first time we've used the Razor AMG sight by Vortex. This is the first time we've had Vortex optics in. So we have 14 E-versions that we're going to be using quite a bit over the next several months, to see how they hold up, to see how the quality is on them. Now, this is the Vortex Razor AMG UH-1. You have a red dot. You actually have a hologram in the middle. It's more of a holographic sight. It's not necessarily a red dot. It's a holographic sight. You have a 15 setting light switch on here. So you have 15 different settings that you can have your intensity of your holographic sight. One power optic with a 1.05 MOA dot. Now, its battery is a CR123A, which is a standard battery that you see quite a bit of. You can remove that battery with a cartridge case rim or with any kind of a coin or suitable device. Weight, 11.8 ounces, and it's 3.5 inches long. So it's relatively a good size, but you have a good sized window on here. Some of the reflex sights have a much smaller window. Some have larger. They like to have a larger window because it gives you that much more of a field of view. Now, when you look at the picture of the reticle here, you see you have a triangle, 6 o'clock. Basically what that's for is you were to zero this at 100 yards, and you had to have a close quarter battle encounter by dropping down and using the triangle as your point of aim. That puts you where you need to be at the close quarter battle, or 25 yards in that area in there. As you can see, we have an integral 1913 rail mount. You can see we have a throw lever mount on there. You're also going to see that we have a USB port on our Razor as well. The whole purpose for this is if you were to use the rechargeable batteries. Now, what you would be able to do is just plug in your cable in here. You'd be able to recharge the batteries. However, those batteries are not very good. You're looking at only 600 hours worth of battery life versus the 1,500 hours on the moderate level of the CR123. I really don't have any intention of messing around with this option, but if you do choose to use the rechargeable batteries, it certainly is an option. It does not have any motion detection, which is probably one of the only things that is sort of disappointing in it, is that you have to turn it on anytime that you would use it. And if you were to leave it on, for instance, you did have the rechargeable batteries, you would have it on all day, and then you would come back, you would plug it into your computer for the next day. I'm not fond of using rechargeable batteries myself. Now, there is a lifetime warranty on this sucker as well, so if anything goes wrong with it, you can. Now, for as far as the use was concerned, it worked out very well. It was like any other holographic sight. You do have very quick target acquisition. You can use both eyes. It was very clear. For as far as the reticle is concerned, if you put it too bright, you get like a halo effect around it. So you need to make sure that you have that adjusted for whatever your ambient light is, whether it's going to be indoors or outdoors. It's going to be during bright daylight or during dusk. That's why you have the ability to adjust the power up and down, because you do have to adjust for your light level conditions. So overall, the system ran reliable. There was no issues. We put over 500 rounds through it. No malfunctions whatsoever. We used some different magazines in it. The rifle's definitely a good, high-quality rifle. When you add the optic to it, it makes the rifle even better. It makes it so you can engage targets much quicker, better field of view, and one aiming point is always better than two for quick shooting. So if you have any questions about this rifle, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share. Thank you.